Pochettino is a genius. I mean, from the last game, I remember this. In 2016, Pochettino was about to win the Premier League with Spurs. And then we were facing them, and everybody was talking about the game, on how if Pochettino defeats us, he's going to win the league. And then look at how some of the players were saying, like Hazard was, we don't want Tottenham to win the Premier League. The fans, the club, and the players, they don't want. And then there was Gusideng who was saying, like, no, we cannot allow it, and everybody was doing it. And I think we did not win the game, but we drew with Spurs 2-2, and Hazard scored the last two games at the end of the game. And that meant like Spurs and Pochettino are not going to win the Premier League, and it happened that Leicester win the Premier League. And every fan, every Spurs fan, and especially Pochettino, who was the coach, I think he decided that he will revenge. But how will he revenge? He was sacked. And I think him getting a chance to coach Chelsea was one of his wildest dreams, because he wasn't planning to win anything. I think he was planning to come here and revenge. So this period we are facing as Chelsea fans, I think it's just Pochettino trying to revenge. And you can tell, just look at the squad that he made last week. Not last week, like on 24th. Like, you have Mudrik, you have Nkunku, you have Lavia, you have probably not Madueke, but you have Madueke. And then you just decide that my midfielder will be Uguchuku, who was also coming from injury. And then you'll have Sterling, who is losing all those chances, playing 90 minutes. And then you have Broja, and you have Nkunku at the bench. And then you have, like, from that squad, I just saw this squad and I was thinking, like, what is Pochettino thinking? Like, Pochettino is the first manager who thinks his best players cannot fathom, cannot really implement his tactics. I've never seen a manager who just decides that his best players cannot implement his tactics and he has to go to the second or third best players too. Because if you are being honest, any manager will only choose like 5 players from that squad that Pochettino presented on 24th. And the result was expected. Like, you have Sterling with a goal, like all those 4, like Palmer is there and Jackson is there, and you just strike straight to the keeper. Like, who does that? And if it was any coach, if it was Pep, if it was, and you make such a decision, like I can't even talk, like I'm really angry. Like, you make such a decision, like he will sub you. You will not stay in that field for another 10 minutes. But Pochettino decided that no, these are my players and they have to play until the end. And then you have, like, it's on the 90-minute, like, you need to score. And then what do? You bring Badiashile, you remove a striker, or you remove a person who's going to. I was looking at all the decision making throughout the game. I was looking at how the people are playing, and especially how Pochettino was like handling the pressure, the change, the scores, how Spurs were playing, and how we were trying to come back to the game. And I just decided that no, any sane coach, any sane gaffer, any sane director, any sane fan will just look at the game and decide that this is not what we should be doing. And if we are doing opposite of what we should be doing, then possibly you don't want the team to score, you don't want the team to equalize, you don't want the team to win. And I think this is the aim of Pochettino. And I know a spy will not tell you that, okay, I'm a spy, I've come here to mess you. And I think this is what Pochettino is doing. Like, Pochettino will not just admit that this is revenge and we have to agree to suffer for the whole season. He just wants to keep managing us as we go down, as we go down, as we become a mid-table, if we continue this way, because in the last 5 games, we have lost 3 games. In the last 28 games, we have lost more than a half. I think now it's 15 games. Even a poor squad, a squad that has a lot of injuries, cannot be doing that. This is Pochettino's revenge, and we accept, like, okay, we are sorry that we did not win the league, but we can't bring back 2016. If you are doing the revenge, we are already tired. Please, Pochettino, we ask you to admit that this is revenge, and by now, a half a revenge, like a half a season for suffering, is enough. You shouldn't take us for a whole season, and especially not a whole season with January incoming. So you shouldn't send people again to revenge on us. We really beseech you. We, we really ask that the revenge should be enough. Like, enough is enough. You should just admit that, okay, I've made you suffer as you made me suffer in 2016, and it's time I move on. I leave you to look for a coach that doesn't have an ill motive with Chelsea. I think that's the only decision that Pochettino should make. And especially Boeli. If Pochettino doesn't admit, like, the spy he is, Boeli should just know that this is revenge and he should sack the person.